Remember when Zach fell in love with Alex Russo from Wizards of Waverly Place in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody during the play? No? Do you remember when Hannah Montana made Alex Russo her biggest enemy when she dated Jake Ryan? No? So crossovers can be amazing. When done right, they bring together our favorite characters in ways that feel natural, exciting, like Nickelodeon's track record, the Timmy Power Hour, Rugrats Go Wild. These are so successful because they up the stakes, they have the characters connect with one another, and there's something meta about this relationship. But for every great crossover, there's a bad one. A crossover that's like forced, clunky, doesn't progress the plot with the characters, or they're just randomly put in a spot together. I mean, I recently did the crossover of the Grim Adventures of the Kids Next Door, and while that's not a live-action sitcom, it still was heavy when it didn't work. Makes us think about That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana. So that was the crossover event that started it all on Disney Channel. It was 3 completely different shows being awkwardly mashed together for the sake of ratings. And yet, it definitely worked, because the way people talk about it is as if it was like this massive, exciting time. And that's what made Disney want to do it again. So it's been a while since this masterpiece, quote-unquote, was announced. The crossover between Wizards of Waverly Place, Sweet Life on Deck, and Hannah Montana really was a rough one for me. One of the weirdest things about these Disney Channel crossovers is that you need to essentially retcon what you already know in order for them to even make sense. Like, you know how like Selena Gomez was on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I mean, I guess we could look at that as saying Alex Russo was on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Oh wait, see, now you're uncomfortable. And then Alex Russo was also on Hannah Montana as Selena Gomez as Michaela. In order to accept all these facts and move forward, we have to basically let those go. There's something about bringing together a shared universe that makes it so much more complex, and if not done completely correct, falls apart at the seams. So we start with the Wizards of Waverly Place, Cast Away to Another Show, Season 2, Episode 25. I'm excited that it starts with Wizards of Waverly Place because, obviously, this is the most out there show, and the most curious I would be to how they're gonna implement this. It starts with Jerry pestering Alex to finish her homework because apparently she's missed for 14 weeks. Justin is obviously relishing in this moment. He's actually a really funny character. We find out that he actually won a cruise to the SS Tipton for a teen cruise, and I don't know why you'd ever trust anybody on a teen cruise. That's disgusting. So this is a good device to allow only Max, Alex, and Justin to go.
It says here I get a photo op with London Tipton. She's beautiful and rich.
And famous for doing absolutely nothing.
Apparently he's also going to get a photo op with London Tipton, which is so weird to think about, her being famous for doing nothing. And Alex is told that she can't go because of her homework assignments. I don't know how long this is going to last. The Wizards music plays over the Sweet Life on Deck boat, and it seems like this is about to be a horror. They get on the boat, and Teresa is absolutely terrified of the water. Max was supposed to keep an eye on Alex, but apparently she's gone now. I don't know how nobody noticed that. And Mr. Mosby says there's no such thing as magic, which, Mr. Mosby, stop imposing your religious beliefs on this random family.
How does this thing float?
Magic. There's no such thing as magic.
And it's weird to see the characters interacting with the ones on the other show already. Alex manages to get her way onto the cruise by saying that she's going to take her science class on the ship, which I would not trust any education that's given to me through a boat. Mr. Mosby takes Justin, Max, and Alex to their room, and it's the infirmary. Fair enough.
Check it out. It's one of those arm clocks. I'm gonna go put it on people and tell them what time it is inside their bodies.
Okay, we're halfway through this episode and no interactions with the other castmates has happened yet. Alex has Justin leave the room when she reveals that she magically put Harper in her bag. She essentially tells Harper that she's going to be taking a class for her while she tries to have as much fun on this cruise as possible. Oh my gosh, Alex is such a bad friend. When Max is playing with the medical band, Zach runs into him and they bond over their natural stupidity.
I'm kind of the one on the ship who does weird and hilarious stuff.
Well, good for you. Because I'm the one who does incredibly cool, serious stuff that people laugh at for no reason.
I can't tell if this is an in-universe joke or a audience joke. Zach challenges Max as the most dim-witted person on the cruise, to which Max is a little bit worse, and it's clear. They challenge each other with a slushy competition later on the boat. It's really funny to watch these two characters go up against each other for who is the dumbest, with both being super confident in it. Meanwhile, Justin is trying to meet London Tipton, and he comes across as really creepy as he just watches her. Eventually, he runs into her, saying that he is the paleontologist on the ship, and she doesn't even know what that word means.
I love fried chicken.
It somehow works, and he invites her to dinner at the Neptune room, and she's impressed. Meanwhile, Harper runs into Cody in the classroom, and of course they're both nerds, and now they're going against each other. It just feels like they're just pairing off characters and having them argue at this point.
Well, nice to meet you, Alex Russo. I'm going to remember you.
You don't have to.
Mr. Mosby's hosting a tug-of-war in the middle of the ship, and I've never seen so many ship activities finally happening in the Suite Life on Deck until the episode that wasn't theirs. He says that the winner will go to the Hannah Montana concert. Okay, I'm excited. I kind of want to join this one. Alex introduces herself to Bailey, and she doesn't really like her super well until they actually win the tug-of-war, and they get well acquainted. When Mr. Mosby asks for her name, she doesn't want to give it to him, so she says she cheated.
I will need your name so I can put it on the winner's board with your picture for everyone to see.
No names. No board. We didn't win. We cheated by spitting on the floor.
She told me to, Mr. Mosby.
After all we've been through.
But then when he asks her to get her name for the cheaters list, she says Ashley Olsen and doesn't remember it immediately. Meanwhile, Justin and London are on a date, and she tells him how happy she is that he's being super honest with her, which, why are you wearing a doctor's coat on your date, Justin? I mean, that's trying a little too hard. She interrupts the date to say that she has to go greet the poor family, the Russos, and suddenly Justin's in a bigger kerfuffle.
I have to go to the main deck to greet some poor family who had to win a contest to get on the boat. The Russos.
So Justin runs down to be a part of the picture, running into Harper, who is a part of Alex's scheme. He doesn't really have time to address it, so Justin asks Harper for a disguise, but they're interrupted by London actually coming in. And she doesn't even recognize Justin, so it doesn't even matter. Wow, that was an easy escape. Max and Zach finally get to their slushy competition and realize that they can't tell who won because they drank out of the same cup. That is actually a really funny idea.
Exactly why I said we shouldn't drink from the same cup. You can't tell who finished first.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I have an idea we can settle this.
Settle what?
Then we're in class and Mr. Mosby for some reason is teaching. I don't know how he got his credentials to do this. He's really bonding with Cody, and I don't remember that relationship being so tight. And then Harper and Cody really get along, and Harper is really good at keeping her disguise. Meanwhile, Alex and Bailey are bonding a lot, but it doesn't really seem like Alex is trying to connect with her. It looks like Alex is just trying to enjoy herself, and Bailey is a part of it. Justin runs over to talk to Alex, but Bailey corrects her, saying this is Ashley Olsen, which is, I don't know why it's fair that all the Suite Life on Deck characters are able to fall for the Russos' pranks. Like, not all of them are that dumb. At least Cody would have some kind of inkling about this. It just seems like they're textures to this whole first part. Like, why aren't they involved in the plot? They're just comedic reliefs, it seems like. Justin decides it's finally time to come clean and tell London that he was lying to her. Meanwhile, while Max and Zach are kart racing, they knock Bailey into the pool and she needs help. London turns to Justin because obviously he's a doctor, and for some reason she's choking in the pool. Can you imagine, like, drowning but somehow choking at the same time? Like, which would you qualify as the death? The drowning or the choking? Even though Alex messed up the name multiple times, for some reason Max is the one who ruins the disguise.
Alex? Yeah, she's my sister, Alex Russo.
She's not Alex Russo. Ha! That's Alex Russo.
Harper runs in saying that she's Alex Russo, and Mr. Mosby is finally picking up on this scheme, which it took you long enough. Finally, Justin is ready to come clean to London about everything he lied about, but London is already dismissive because apparently he's such a dumb doctor for not saving Bailey that she needs to break up with him. And he's like, you're breaking up with me for being dumb? And then she's like, okay, And then he actually tries to come clean and says, like, would you date me if I was running a sandwich shop and everything? And she's like, well, I'd date Justin Russo, and leaves him. Oh my gosh, London. And that's kind of how it ends. Then Alex and Harper talk about how they had a good time on the cruise, and that's the end of the first part. It's weird because it seems like there were a lot of jokes that were started, but no plot line, like, fully finished. You know, like, all the Suite Life on Deck characters were just running gags. And even Alex and Max's plots didn't necessarily necessarily have anything at stake. They just kind of happen and stop. I feel like the best part of the Wizards episode is definitely London and Justin going on a date. Like, the whole point of this is to have the characters interact in a way that actually affects both of them. And it seems like London versus Justin is actually something that's playing out right in front of us. Like, this will affect London and Justin, and that's why I think it's relevant, you know? For the next segment, we have The Sweet Life on Deck. This is actually the final episode of the first season for The Sweet Life on Deck, season 1, episode 21. Which is weird to think about because this show has been going on for 4 years, so technically I consider this the 4th season of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, as opposed to the 1st season of this brand new show that just happened to cross over. Bailey's excited and really wants to go to the Hannah Montana concert, which is weird because she won the tickets in the last episode. I don't understand if I missed something. We're interrupted with Hannah Montana coming onto the Tipton boat, and Cody is still trying to get with Bailey, so he's really surprised when she says that if he got her tickets, she would go out with him, essentially. And I wish she was in the first part. I don't know how it's Wizards on Deck with Hannah Montana if Hannah is not in the first part, but I guess they did that in the first special, so whatever. Cody actually has a good reason for being able to do this, as he actually met Hannah Montana in that last special, which is a cool callback. Meanwhile, Alex is still on the boat, which is kind of a half-baked reason to keep them going, and Zack tries to hit on her with whipped cream. Zack and Cody get into an argument, with Alex being in the middle of it.
You think messing with a man's botanical rinse is funny? I think any man who uses a botanical rinse is funny.
The plot line that's carried over is Alex still not completing science, and Justin reminds her of that. I'm already not interested in the wizard side of this. And Zack uses this as a way to relate to her because they're both deadbeats that don't do their homework. Max tries to impress London Tipton by doing magic tricks, and she is excited. And now Max is hitting on London, and it just seems like the Wizards cast is hitting on all the other people. Why is it like either they're competing or hitting on each other? Like, is that really the only 2 moods of a teen? I guess it is. Meanwhile, Cody is trying to talk to Hanna to get the tickets, but there's already a riot outside of her door and a camera through the window. Hannah's complaining that she got on this teen cruise, and just be grateful that you're in the special longer than last time. She says she doesn't know Cody and gives him a picture, which I can only imagine she still does to this day. So Justin is trying to impress a bunch of girls, so he gets in the hot tub. Alex runs down. Ew, why is he so blue? Okay, it looks like this B-plot is just Alex using magic to pull pranks. Now Mosby and Justin bond over their distaste for the irresponsible one, like Zack and Alex.
Alex! Alex? What?
This was Alex. I know my sister.
Oh, this was Zack. I know my hooligan.
But
I just really wish that these plots continued after one another and didn't stop. Like, why can't the Justin and London storyline keep going as opposed to stopping and then restarting a new plot? Alex tries to run away from Justin and hides in Zack's room, and then he prays to the gods, thank you. Meanwhile, Cody asks for London's help to contact Hannah Montana, but she's already mad at her for the last time they saw each other. Okay, this is barely a continuous plot. And meanwhile, Bailey is trying to get ready for the Hannah Montana concert, only making Cody a little bit more stressed each time. She calls him her guy, which provokes him to keep going through with his plan. And apparently, the teen cruise scavenger hunt is what will be the winner of the tickets, which they mentioned in the first part, so that's kind of good. So Zack's in trouble for the thing that Alex did, and banned to his room. Alex is trying to get out, and somehow convinces him that he did do it.
You should just confess. You'll feel so much better afterwards and maybe get out of your room sooner. Like me right now, okay, bye.
But I didn't do it!
Zack thinks the way out of this is to find the person who actually did it, and of course Alex is nervous. Can someone tell me what this has to do with magic or wizards or anything like that? And then we have Max trying to hit on London again, and I am not impressed. Cody has to somehow win this scavenger hunt and also hide it from Bailey so that way she doesn't suspect that he had to earn it. Slowly, Alex starts to threaten everybody who must know about this, including Max, and Justin and Mr. Mosby argue about whether it's Alex or Max. Finally, Cody finds the final part to the scavenger hunt, and just as he's about to get the chalice, Zack tackles him and everybody else gets to it first. Of course, the boys end up in a fight again, like 2 ravenous dogs. Mr. Mosby and Justin corner Zack and Alex, and it's very clear that Alex did this, and she even tries to frame Zack one last time.
Is the miscreant who turned you blue?
no, it's not. It was her.
Justin, Mr. Mosby is our host on this lovely cruise, and you insult him by arguing with him. Come, brother.
But he recognized the lying that he's so good at. Justin is right, and it is definitely Alex, and Zack is betrayed. Zach corners Mr. Mosby for an apology for accusing him, and that's really funny. But he reveals that in the process of this, he admitted to 6 other pranks he did, and he's still in trouble. Cody comes clean to Bailey about his lies, and she just accepts it. So after this, everybody leaves the boat for Hanna to finally enter the lobby. She runs into Cody, and now who has cake on his shirt is able to recognize him from the prior series. She's able to give them tickets and backstage passes, and all is well.
Thank you. Arigato. Yeah, I gotta go too.
Bailey finally kisses Cody, and this actually begins the start of their relationship during this crossover special, which is kind of weird. As the Russos are leaving the boat, this is where the episode ends, with one more failed attempt of Max hitting on London. This one that's more geared toward the sweet life on deck is definitely the same amount of quality as the first one. I feel like I have the same critiques, which is just like, I wish they developed a little bit more. It feels like this one's a little more conclusive, but Hanna Montana did not really play an important role, and Alex and Justin didn't even need to be in this episode for it to be relevant. I still stand by what I said, that I wish the earlier plot lines carried over as opposed to the standard reset button that they do in every sitcom. In my opinion, the only thing that killed this special, and I mean like murdered it into the ground for me and deciding it's actually really disappointing, is Hanna Montana not meeting Alex Russo. Yeah, why would you guys have all the 3 titles conjoined if the Wizards aren't actually going to stay long enough and Miley's not going to come early enough to actually cross over one another? It's a huge disappointment, and I could forgive the forgotten storylines if they didn't do the bare minimum, which is actually cross over all 3 of the shows. They only crossed over 2 at a time in 2 separate episodes. That's all I'm saying. Feel free to disagree in the comments. Okay, let's move on to the final part. Now, I'm going to warn you, my reviews from now on will not get better. This is the weakest episode in the trilogy, and it's better than the last time they did it for this That's So Sweet Life of Hanna Montana, but it is not something to write home about. So if you want to see more crossover stuff, stop watching, because it's essentially over at this point. So the Hanna Montana Superstitious Girl is Season 3, Episode 20. So they've docked in Hawaii on the SS Tipton. Apparently they're stuck there for 5 days because Lily can't find something. Miley says that she's a professional and is able to keep track of everything except for her mother's locket.
Mama's lucky anklet. Don't got it.
She starts to freak out because apparently with that necklace, she has good luck, and now that it's gone, everything is gonna go wrong. Mr. Mosby runs in telling her to get ready for the concert because apparently there's a helicopter waiting for them. Lily tells her that nothing bad's gonna happen, and it cuts to them coming back from the rehearsal. Apparently Hanna had the worst sound check, and everything is going wrong. She even finds the rat in her bathroom that apparently has escaped. But like already we don't see Selena Gomez, the entire Wizards cast is gone, so it seems like this is a standalone Hanna Montana episode, so I don't know why they're doing this crossover. This was an issue with the first crossover where the Hanna one felt so separated from the rest of them. Like, if I were a fan of this special, I probably would have turned it off by now because I don't get to see many of the cast that we wanted to see. I mean, we still get to see the Sweet Life on Deck cast, but it's only because they're passerby. She continues to look for her anklet, hoping that she'll be able to save this concert. Miley tries to retrace her steps, and it's also revealed that Robbie's on the ship, which is exciting. She runs to check on Robbie, who is super seasick and upside down on his bed. That's a funny trope. He gives her the idea that maybe she left it in her sock.
Once I get it on again, no more bad luck, Annie.
But when they go back to her room, it turns out that the entire room is clean. Meanwhile, in the B plot, Jackson and Oliver are hanging out in the empty house because they have it to themselves. This guy delivers a really big package, and Jackson is super excited to see what's inside. Oliver encourages him to open it and figure out what's in it, but, you know, they try not to do that. Robbie tells him that the package better be sealed by the time they get home, so they cannot open it. Jackson attempts to use a steamer to carefully open the box and be able to reseal it, but I don't know if that's gonna work. Meanwhile, Miley and Lily are still looking for this anklet. London tries to take ownership of this anklet, claiming that everything on this boat technically belongs to her.
Oh, all right. Look, I'll just hold it for safekeeping till the owner shows with the receipt and 2 forms of ID.
Turns out it wasn't Hannah's sock. Miley runs downstairs in a disguise, but never takes off her wig. I don't know why we can't see Miley in this. And they run to approach London, only to be interrupted by Zach, who almost gives away her identity in public.
It's the other one that's got the girlfriend, right?
For her sake, I hope so.
Zach hits on Hanna, which is all he does with these characters. London is admiring the necklace when Hanna runs up to ask for it back.
That anklet belongs to me. Fine. I'll need to see a receipt and 2 forms of ID.
When London realizes that it's not real gold, she throws it off the balcony, and Hanna is freaking out. Miley insinuates that Lily should jump in and get it, and that would literally kill her. I don't know why you're suggesting that, Miley.
Miley, it's gotta be like 60 feet. Right. You won't have to give me anything for my birthday. Miley? Ever. Miley. Fine.
Her bad luck continues as a storm finally comes up and even blows off her wig. I wish this was a bigger issue. So Miley has to start replacing her wig with one of Lola's, and it looks hideous on her. She thinks this is a sign and that she's not really meant to do the concert. Miley attempts to dye this hair, and it turns out disgustingly seaweedy. In the B plot, we go back to Jackson and Oliver trying to open this box. They really can't do it, and even their hair is messed up because of it. Jackson says that it's finally time to hire a professional. Then we get Rico coming on into this. Seems like he knows how to open it.
Unlike your combined IQs, it's high.
How much?
If it's a big robot, I get to play with it first.
Deal.
But you promised if it was a robot, I could play with it first.
Do you want it open or not?
I want it open.
They're surprised when a giant alarm goes off and this inflatable bouncy house takes over the entire house. So they got their comeuppance. I don't know what's going on with this B plot though. Can you imagine these poor actors being told that they're a part of this 3-part crossover, but only in the B plot, and they're going to be on the same set, and nothing is going to be changed literally at all? It's still not even a good B plot. I mean, Hannah Montana, sometimes their B plots can be really off the rails, and it's not fair that that even had to happen in this special. I mean, Hannah Montana already didn't interact with the Wizards or the Sweet Life on Deck enough, so why is this the B plot? With the green wig not working, Miley is finally given up, just in time for Cody and Bailey to come give her flowers. This is it. These 2 actors came all the way here just to be in this one scene, and it's like less than a minute. I feel so bad for them because they wanted to be a part of the Hannah Montana world, and they were given this 20-second scene of just Miley saying that the concert's canceled. Not fair.
Is this going to affect the after party?
Finally, Robbie Ray goes out to talk to Miley, who is just sulking on the sky deck. Robbie gives Miley a backup wig, and the sun finally comes out. The storm is over, and he's basically telling her that it's about the mindset. Hanna is finally in a good mood and ready to go to her concert.
Hey, what are you guys sitting around here for? Don't you have tickets to my concert? And the after party? Let's go.
She calls everybody on the boat to join her, and it's finally positive. And the rest of the episode is just her concert. I gotta tell you guys, I'm pretty disappointed every time the Hannah Montana is involved in the crossover. It feels like she's either barely involved, or the writers just wanted to make their own episode and do the bare minimum to connect all the characters. It's not as bad as That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana, where it literally just transitions to a Hannah Montana episode, but this is not fun either. Not only do we never see the Wizards, we barely get to see the Sweet Life characters, and for being such a great show, it sucks that the Hannah Montana part is always the least effort put into it. Like, not only is this a bad crossover episode, it even feels low stakes for a Hannah Montana episode, which is not fair. This is the 3rd season of Hannah Montana, the best season in the entire show. Why are they giving them the short end of the stick here? This episode is primarily just Miley and Lily. Overall, this 3-part special is definitely better than the original 3 parts, but I gotta admit, it's not that much better. Like, while other channels do such a great job at integrating the characters' conflicts and having rising action throughout the entire show, this just had 3 separate standalone episodes, and I wish you just didn't stage it like it was gonna be a 3-part special, because my expectations were too high. I guarantee anybody who watches these specials probably skipped the Hannah Montana episode because it just ends. You know, like, the first one just ended, and this one just ended, and it just feels like it's not a part of the grand scope of the world. It feels like the Hannah Montana purposely didn't involve the other casts, and I just don't like that. I don't like that look. It's like, sure, Hannah Montana's a great show, but it deserves to be a part of the community, and not in the most bare minimal way. And as somebody who's a major Hannah Montana fan, this is such a disappointment. I can name 50 ways this could have gone better, but it didn't. But I mainly feel bad for the cast members that thought they would be a part of this and just ended up barely being in it. While The Sweet Life on Deck had this being their season finale and the start of Cody and Bailey's relationship just by the plot alone, Hannah Montana was just a episodic random insert in the season. Like, it didn't even, like, this could be taken out of the entire series and nobody would have noticed. So it just goes to show how important this was to the Hannah Montana writers versus the Sweet Life on Deck writers, and it seems like it wasn't. So I'm a little disappointed overall in this special, but not as disappointed as the first one.
Wanna hang out? Hang out? Are you nuts? Have you gone completely mental? You wanna hang out with me, the two of us together? Maybe. Okay, sure.
The final Jimmy Timmy Power Hour is kind of unbelievable.
The first Jimmy Timmy Power Hour was great because we actually had them meeting.
We established both worlds, we got to meet the parents, we got to meet the friends. Jimmy was immersed in Timmy's world and Timmy was immersed in Jimmy's world. They didn't really have a lot of crossover with those characters personally. Then we have the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour 2, where we actually add the friends in and we add some enemies that we haven't seen before. Jimmy and Timmy do interact, but they're against each other the entire time, pretty much. This one's really unique because not only is it about them getting along, but it's them fighting on the same side together. And in this special, we get to see everybody in the opposite person's dimension. And you know what? It made me realize how bad Jimmy and Timmy actually are as people. We start with Jimmy making a new portal that kind of allows him to see other universes. And what's the first one he sees? Timmy Turner. Timmy's trying to hang out with his friends, but Chester is busy and so is AJ.
So I'm placing myself in suspended animation until the 24th century, where, if I'm right, mankind will be so far advanced, I'll be welcomed like a long-lost brother.
That's insane.
Of course you'd think that. You're so 21st century.
It's kind of depressing because you realize how little support Timmy has in his life. Like, he has his fairly godparents, sure, but Chester and AJ are not really friends to him, and it seems like it's really hard for him to connect to them. Like, the only people that are in his life are assigned to him. Unlike Jimmy, who his friends are all in on the fact that he's a genius, they go on adventures with him, there's a lot more closeness to their relationships. Therefore, Jimmy is an objectively more selfless person to be able to add other people into his life like that. Timmy is tired of being neglected, so he's like, okay, I'm gonna go see Cindy. Jimmy's really insecure about this because their relationship isn't fully developed still, and he can't talk to her himself, so he has to stop Timmy. He gets to Retroville really quickly. The two kind of have a little face-off in the sky as they race to Cindy's house. They quickly learn, though, that she isn't home. Therefore, they have nothing to fight about. They decide to spend some time together. Carl and she know what's about to happen.
Jimmy and Timmy are friends? Do you know what this means? Do you? Do you?
Why are you talking to me like that?
They're about to be neglected.
Timmy is already so much closer with Jimmy just because he knows that he has fairies.
I love seeing Jimmy interact with the fairies in this too. We don't see them talk in a way that's not arguing ever. Like, this is the first special that I feel like has a lot more breathing room. The two team up to take down Eustace Stritch, which is the snotty rich kid in Jimmy's world. I wish we got to see Remy Buxaplenty too, because obviously if we're dealing with the enemies, he's the rich one on Timmy's side. They're able to defeat him pretty quickly, and almost bored at the fact that they're such a good team together. Like, Jimmy has his science, Timmy has his magic, and it seems like there's no real threat to them. Carl and Sheen are starting to feel bad because Jimmy is actually neglecting them, and they're good friends, so they don't really deserve that, Jimmy. It's cute watching them get along and, like, praise each other for what they do. Timmy's never had a friend like this at all, ever.
I can't believe you used science to transmute his gasoline into sugar water, deactivate his missiles, and give him chicken pox.
Sam, I can't believe you used Cosmo and Wanda to fill his cockpit with bees, turn his assistant into a pig, and fill his shorts with hot fudge.
I can still feel the burn!
They decide to go back to Dimsdale and actually create an enemy that is worth fighting. Chester and AJ get jealous because Timmy is spending time without them, which I'm not surprised either. You guys don't treat him right. And AJ thinks he's being sent to the future because in his lab, he literally gets into this freezing chamber. Very Disney style. And this goes on for like the whole episode. He thinks he's like sent to the future, which is so funny because it's like that's how he justifies this entire crossover. So Timmy shows Jimmy what it's like to fight crime in his universe because he actually does it. And it's funny seeing Jimmy not know what to do in Timmy's universe because it's like he's a little bit more dim-witted here, which makes sense for his character. They see the Crimson Chin and the Night Chin, and Jimmy becomes Brain Boy, which is a really boring alter ego. They defeat these enemies too, so these guys are essentially getting really bored. Jimmy and Timmy go into a portal to actually try to make an enemy worth fighting. Chester and AJ watch them go through the portal, so Chester and AJ follow them into the next dimension, which I don't know why they're not so surprised about it. And this is one of the best scenes ever. The friends all meet each other, so Carl and Sheen meet Chester and AJ, and it's so funny that AJ thinks that this is all the future, and that's the reason they're like meeting. They get really jealous that the two are spending time without them. When they're trying to figure out a way to actually get their attention back, Cindy arrives, and they're like, oh, obviously, we'll just get them to fight over Cindy.
Do you know what this means? Do you? Do you?
Seriously? You've got to stop doing that.
And this plot is so obvious. Jimmy and Timmy decide to make the perfect enemy with as many powers as possible for a challenge. I don't know if you know either of these shows, but it's usually about both of their characters getting really into something, getting carried away, and not being able to solve the problem because of a fatal flaw. Yeah, so this time they intentionally seek out that. They're trying to make sure that there is no way that this guy could be defeated. Which, guys, are you serious? Come on. As an audience member, I'm getting a little annoyed.
Why don't you make him adoptable? So someone can give him a nice home when you're done playing with him.
Oh, fine. There, he's adoptable.
Cindy tries to give her attention, but they're more interested in each other this time. Oh, interesting. They go back to Dimsdale, and this one's jumping back and forth a lot more than usual, which I kind of like the pacing of it. And they bring their biggest enemy to life, and name it Shirley.
Your name is Charlie.
Face the wrath of Shirley!
That is the dumbest name ever!
What? You gave me the dumbest name ever? You tricked me!
They clearly don't see this enemy as anything more than a simulation that will entertain them, but the fact that it has like real emotions and feelings make it a lot more interesting of an enemy. Like, they give it all the evil traits that it could need, but since he doesn't feel like super negatively toward anybody, he doesn't have an urge to act evil.
We must have been so busy giving him weapons and powers that we forgot to make him really evil.
So Jimmy and Timmy actually get annoyed that he's not evil enough, which, guys, what do you want from life? Like, this is ridiculous. They're enablers to each other. The friends team up and head back to Dimsdale, and this is a really good B-plot. Like, I like that it's tying into what Jimmy and Timmy are doing, as opposed to, like, the first one, which didn't even have a B-plot at all. And I don't think the second one did either. Once Shirley realizes that he's being neglected by Jimmy and Timmy, and they don't care about him outside of just playing around with him, he actually does start to become evil.
I'm the villain! Sworn enemy of Timmy and Jimmy! They're meeting me here in an hour!
Ha! Fat chance! It's only a matter of time before Neutron and Turner toss you aside like they did us.
Which is really sad that they had to have a real experience with this guy, neglecting him to a point where he actually wants to harm them to do evil things. These guys are terrible. So yeah, he starts attacking them, and they start to think it's really cool. And I'm like, guys, he's talking about how you neglected them as his parents and creators, and they're just like, whoa, this guy's awesome. They're like bullying him at this point. So he goes full force to turn on them, and they become superheroes themselves. He says he wants to take away the things that make them special, like taking away Jimmy's genius, which is kind of a dark revenge plot, but I mean, I think he's owed this at this point. And they start to genuinely worry that this guy could be a threat, which took forever. The guy takes his genius and is super smart now.
Logic ebbing away. Sudden urge to make clamshell art.
It reminds me of that episode where he made himself like really loopy and silly, which is such a classic episode, and I like that we kind of get a little reference to that here.
So Timmy is the only one that's smart enough to know what's really going on, and Jimmy is just no help.
Which I would be concerned because Timmy is not a reliable person. He tries to warn their friends that he needs their help, but they already hate him because they ditched him. Jimmy and Timmy are just so neglectful in this episode and are surprised when people don't want to just deal with it. Shirley went away to Retroville, and he looks a little bit more unnatural in the Retroville universe. Like, I feel like they should have just made him a little bit darker in terms of the blue. Like, there's something disorienting about seeing him walking around the streets. He starts to destroy Retroville, which is really concerning, and capture Cosmo and Wanda. But it looks like there's a lot at stake as he literally has a gaping hole take over both of their realities. I don't love the animation for this giant void, but he takes aspects of different universes and throws it all into this empty white void. And it's more on the verge of Timmy's animation, I would say.
Hey look, honey, I've lost weight!
Because apparently Shirley is trying to recreate the entire universe to be his own. And we finally get to see all of Retroville in Timmy's universe, which is so cool. Like, seeing Hugh and Judy did not need to happen, but it's so funny. Hugh keeps his humor, and I love that. And they even meet Timmy's parents. Like, this crossover just has everything that we've always wanted before and just throws it all together. So Jimmy and Timmy really can't defeat this guy, with Jimmy not being smart and Timmy not having Cosmo and Wanda, and all their friends essentially not liking them anymore. They get stuck to a fridge like refrigerator magnets. The friends actually befriend Shirley and don't treat him like a jerk, so he doesn't hurt them. Which is funny because it's like this enemy is actually a pretty good person. He's just being neglected by so many people at once.
You guys have about 2 days to live. Enjoy yourselves. Have a blast! Oh, and here's a portal in case you want to save yourselves and hang with me.
And it's so funny, he's playing solitaire with the characters and knocks them over like dominoes. So it's up to the friends to be able to distract Shirley for long enough that they could capture him with a butterfly net to stop the fairy ability. All the friends get to come through for Timmy and Jimmy, and they get their powers back, both Cosmo and Wanda and Jimmy's smarts, and are able to defeat him a lot easier. But I'm not really sure who the hero is here. Like, I feel like Jimmy and Timmy are so disrespectful, they must be villains in this scenario. Like, this poor guy is just trying to make his way in the world, and he just wants the approval of his two fathers, but they're from different universes. The ending feels a lot more Timmy Turner than Jimmy Neutron, with just a really short tag of everybody celebrating after they had won the situation, and it feels like they're about to be like in each other's world a lot more often, which would make such an interesting show, with Shirley starting his own pizza place.
No! Get out! I love those crazy kids!
This is considered one of the last productions of Jimmy Neutron in general, which is really sad. Like, I hate that this is the way they had to go under the shadow of Timmy Turner, but all around, like, the emotional arcs of this episode with not only the friends, but Jimmy and Timmy's relationship to this giant enemy that they want to create is just such a good premise, and it reflects both shows, like something that would be done on both shows, but they managed to have each other be a part of it, losing their fairies and neglecting everybody in their lives. Like, it's them head on facing all of their issues with the help of each other, which makes it a lot more wholesome. I like seeing Jimmy and Timmy have a lot of stakes in their own universes, and this special just throws in everything we've never seen before in a way that is just unforgettable to me. I can't believe how much flack I'm gonna get for saying the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour 3 is one of the best, but it's just so good. Like, the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour 2 was definitely better than 1. Like, it gave us a lot more conflict, introduced a lot more characters, but this is them throwing everything at the wall. And I feel like in a universe where this was the only Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, that might not have even been as strong. Like, I think the trilogy working as an entire one crossover is what makes it so good. Like, we keep thinking the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, the first one, is the best, but we forget that all of them kind of have a little bit of zest to them. I wish they released all of them together, back to back, kind of like they did with Wishology, which was not as good. That special from Fairly Odd Parents, where it was like a 3-hour movie, like 3 specials back to back. One, I don't know how they did that, but it would have been a lot cooler in this context. Overall, this is like one of the best series I've ever seen. Like, being such a limited time TV event makes it super special. That's what it is. It is the best special I've ever seen. We've had some really good episodes that are 2-parters, 3-parters even, for both shows, like Channel Chasers or Jet Fusion, even Win Lose Kaboom on Jimmy's side and Catastrophe on Timmy's side, but this is really unique and special. And even though they split the attention between Jimmy and Timmy, I feel like there was just enough time for everybody. It feels like you're really watching both shows, and things that are really important are happening in both of them because of each other.
You can trust a fudge head!
Nick's biggest shows, and they're coming together.
No way, you're iParty!
In the biggest television event of the year.
It's gonna be good!
iCarly.
That girl probably is really pretty, don't you think?
Meets Victorious.
Joy, who's she?
In iParty with Victorious. The brand new TV event coming this summer only on Nick.
Okay, iCarly, iParty with Victorious. I gotta tell you guys, this was meant to be a movie. This should have been in theaters. This was the premiere event that really defined Nickelodeon and took all these separate spin-off shows like Drake and Josh, The Amanda Show, Zoe 101. It's where they finally acknowledge two of the shows being in the same universe, therefore confirming the entire universe it exists in. So with that being said, there was obviously really high expectations that I can't take full accountability for. I never made them. I never said it was going to be a good special. I hoped it was going to be a good special. I definitely thought it was going to be better than it was. The whole idea of it being all taking place at a single party is not super fun. It makes me think we're not going to get like a lot of one-on-one time with the characters. There's not going to be a lot of growth or like plot twisty things to happen. But hey, I guess what am I expecting out of like a kid's sitcom? I was totally just there to laugh and have fun. Same thing with like Drake and Josh. Like they never tried to do anything super heavy. So now that they're doing an hour and 20-minute episode, it seems like it's gonna have to be super plot heavy, and that's what it is. Honestly though, the plot is really interesting. So Carly's dating this guy in Seattle, and this kid commutes from Seattle to LA, where Victorious is held. Hollywood Arts, everybody, that's where they are. And it turns out this guy is two-timing both of them. Kind of a funny way to reunite. Definitely not the same thing that happened in Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, that's for sure. I don't like that the whole theme song is a preview of everything that's about to happen. Like, they kind of give it all away before it even happens, which really bothers me. And there's no real character growth in this. It's about all of the characters and yet none of them. Everybody is given a super small plot line. Like Beck and Siekowitz's plot line, like it's literally just him trying to scare Beck. So it kind of feels a little bit more of a Victorious episode in the sense that it's like so outlandish, and it's never gonna not bother me that she was also Shelby Marks, that we literally just saw Trina in iPsycho. I don't even know what to say about this. It brings them together in like the worst of the ways. Oh, like Kat can't speak the whole special. I don't know. Everything's like, it just doesn't feel like it comes together the right way. And the fact that it's all about a boy makes Tori and Carly seem pretty shallow. And having them meet and kind of be against each other, well, first off, that's interesting, right? Because they were together barely on Zoe 101. They don't really have a lot of scenes together. Miranda Cosgrove and Victoria Justice are not like back to back a lot. Like, we think they are because we're always seeing promos or talking about nostalgia, but like really they're not in the same room a lot. So this is a big deal in that case. And the fact that it's for a guy it's just boring, honestly. The miscommunications of dating and having them go to LA just to spy on this boy is really exciting and fun. It's like the beginning of these road trip adventure iCarly episodes. I'm not sure if you remember, but in the later half of the seasons, they do take a lot of adventures, whether it's to Vegas, to New York. Like, they have a lot of like trips after like the first couple seasons, which I'm just now noticing. They don't even get to LA until like, I don't know, part 2, which is really annoying. They use a 20-minute episode just to have them talk and set up plot. So it's starting to feel like kind of a waste of time. I do like the adventure sequence of them getting plastic surgery so they don't look like the iCarly cast. That's a funny trope, especially considering like they're that famous where they'd even noticed. And I don't know, why is Gibby given the Drake and Josh hat? That's wacky to me. Oh, Trina's babysitting in this episode, which I also forgot. How is that going to be a part of this huge movie? Oh, and the plastic surgery is so abysmal. I don't even like know what to say about it. I like it being wrapped in with Kenan Thompson's house party. Like, that's definitely a fun reason to get a bunch of teenagers in the same room. Gibby and Kat have a moment to talk together. And this stuff happens later in Sam and Kat, I believe, too. So it's cool that this is like almost like the beginning of that whole relationship between the iCarly and the Victorious universe. The plot does get really interesting when Carly finds out that the guy she likes was literally dating Tori, catches him in the act of being with her, and she confronts her. And this is not fun. I wanted Tori and Carly to meet 10 minutes in. Not 50 minutes in when we have 20 minutes left. I don't know what they're gonna do together. I just want to see them be like Jimmy and Timmy and like actually fight it out. But I know that's not really what this world's about. And yeah, so they decide to get revenge on this guy and somehow run into Kenan Thompson and Andre, which is crazy. Okay, it's a fun way to come together. It's just so ridiculous at points. I don't know. I feel like by the time they have a musical number, we've crossed completely into the Victorious universe. iCarly never has artsy musical moments. Not since the wedding episode, but that was a one-time deal. I don't know, I'm not here for it. I feel like it takes the fourth wall off a little too hard. It's like a worse iCarly episode. I don't know what else to say.
Hey, I think we're supposed to be on the same side.
Did you know Camp Lazlo, Grim Adventures of Billy Mandy, Dexter's Laboratory, Adventure Time regular show just had a crossover and we didn't even know about it? Yeah. The advertising wasn't super on its side for this one. Jellystone is a TV show created by Cartoon Network, and they just had a crossover between all of their most popular franchises from the 2000s, and they did not talk about it. They just gently sprinkled in this 22-minute episode amongst 10 other ones and dropped it on HBO Max, despite telling us 6 months ago that this was happening. So we heard about Crisis on Infinite Mirths a way while back. We even found a list of all the characters that were going to be involved. I think some of the writers and producers from the old shows mentioned being a part of this project, but nothing on the subject of it. And unfortunately, I'm telling you guys right now, this is exactly how I thought it would be. I'm not sure there was a world where 22 minutes would have justified all these characters' reappearance and relevancy would be phenomenal, but to see that it was done so quickly is kind of a shame. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Johnny2000. Can you guys believe that the newest Cartoon Network crossover just happened and none of us were told about it? It wasn't publicized. They were promoting Jellystone, the TV show that it was brought in, but they released 15 new episodes and this crossover was just a single episode in that batch. This episode was directed by Maxwell Adams, the guy who created The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. And the show Jellystone is created by C.H. Greenblatt, who worked a lot on almost every Cartoon Network show, but most importantly, created Chowder. So there's a lot of legacy people in this already, so I'm sure the knowledge of it is super relevant. So in this episode, Cindy Bear is struggling with loneliness. She's giving advice to everybody in the town of Jellystone and feeling more and more lonely. That is, until she finds herself comforting Billy from Grim Adventures and Billy and Mandy. It just comes out of nowhere. Billy is back in this new format, and he looks a little bit more cartoony than I swear he did before, but maybe it's just in comparison to the new cartoon style. Turns out Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory is also rummaging throughout the town, both aware that this is not the universe they're used to. Cindy Bear tries to get behind it, and is interrupted when Mojo Jojo comes in a giant robot suit. Suddenly the town is being taken over by Mojo Jojo, and he doesn't recognize anything. He is realizing this is not his universe. He and Cindy Bear meet, and instantly fall in love? In the next scene, the mayor is trying to talk to all of them and figure out what's been going on. They talk about all the different ways they somehow ended up here, like Billy and Mandy. Billy was looking for the remote, Dee Dee wanted to see one of Dexter's inventions, and Mojo Jojo found, like, a portal. This is when Mandy has her infamous line referencing the show, which I think is super funny.
Just what the world needs. More forgotten characters dragged back from the grave just so some dirtbag animator can buy a third yacht.
Yeah, I ain't got another multiverse in me.
All the portals look like they're from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, which is super nostalgic for me. Hole in the ground that acts as a portal. Later, Mojo Jojo and Cindy Bear go on a date, and it's really sweet, but honestly, I feel like maybe this could just have been a Powerpuff Girls crossover. Like, so far, it's halfway over, and these are the only characters we're seeing a lot of. The next morning in the giant portal, Fred Burger comes out, yay! And I'm so excited to see who's coming next. Mojo and Cindy develop their relationship, and she actually says that she loves his mind, and he can't respond saying, I love your mind, so obviously she gets a little upset. The Powerpuff Girls don't know what to do with themselves since Mojo Jojo's not around, and it's really trippy seeing them not as their 2016 or more recent selves, but I feel obviously a lot better about it. Like, they look good, and being the original voice actors is incredible. Suddenly, a bunch more people start showing up in the giant void that Fred Burger came out of. In this really far away clip, we could see a lot of characters. Like, I'm seeing Mordecai, Ice King, Rigby, a little bit of Chowder, and jeez, Johnny Bravo? Okay, so they have a lot of people in this. The mayor from Powerpuff Girls comes down too, which also means it could have been a Powerpuff Girls special. They get in a fight, leading to the entire town turning against each other.
Do you guys know who these characters are? Because I don't. And suddenly people are being shot all over the place. We see Blue, Eduardo. This shot is really hard to look at. And it just seems like a series of shots where we could kind of see a lot of the really cool characters, but we don't really get a voice out of them. Flapjack's here. He's hanging on the window with Knuckles at the bottom window. And I remember reading that this one was going to be a part of it. The town goes crazy with all these, and Cindy and Mojo had a complicated part in their relationship. It's so weird that this is the thing that ties this special together. The Powerpuff Girls interrupt to beat up Mojo, only for Cindy Bear to defend him in a giant mecha suit, almost killing the Powerpuff Girls. And of course, Mojo is more in love than ever. Okay, I see where this is going. He tells her he loves her body, which is inappropriate until you realize he's talking about the mecha. Okay, real funny, guys. Until another giant mecha robot comes down, and it's Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. Okay, this is a throwback too. Johnny Bravo we get a little bit of. And then the portals start opening up for even more characters. Finally, Ed and Eddie are here! Hey, Ed and Eddie. Oh wait, I guess they can't hear us. I see Finn from Adventure Time coming in. I don't know who these two guys are. Even Samurai Jack. Wow, he fits into the animation style really well. Codename Kids Next Door jump in, but none of them really have speaking lines, and that's okay, I guess. So Courage is here. Frankie from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends gets a speaking line, which is nice. And I'm surprised of how much people I don't know. Camp Laszlo, oh my gosh, Laszlo's here. My gym partner's a monkey, Jake. Okay. They start to full-on fight. I get a moment of Blue, I get a moment of Grim, Courage. I don't know why Ed and Eddie are there though. It feels a little off. Robot Jones is a cool throwback. And Ben 10 is just a little awkward to see, honestly. Like, the scene where they're all running at each other seems kind of like a CD video game. I don't know why Eduardo would be super violent in this moment. There's a really nice Samurai Jack moment where he fights the shark, which is so unnecessary. Wilt comes in for a moment. Ice King is on the giant robot. Ed is trying to put up a fight. And everybody feels out of place, honestly. The Powerpuff Girls come in to intervene one more time because they are the actual plot, and it's clear they're not going to last long. Dee Dee breaks the remote that Grim and Mandy came all the way out here to get, and their arc is over. Ed and Eddie get a really small moment to shine with Eduardo as they show their tongues, but why can't I at least hear them talk? Both of the mayors shake each other's hands, and all the Cartoon Network characters realize they actually really like Jellystone. Right when they think that they're all going to be sent back to their universes, the giant explosion doesn't come through because apparently Fred Burger used it as a toilet. Disgusting, guys. This is not classy. And suddenly nobody has to go home, which is nice because it seems like they're all fitting in to this universe. Oh, and then they all get in a portal and start going home one by one. Very in the style of regular show, so I don't know why they wouldn't be such a bigger part of it. Very sweet, until Grim throws Mojo into the portal, and Mojo, Jojo, and Cindy cannot have another moment. And we end on Cindy Bear being lonely once again, but finding out she still talks to Mojo through the portal. Aw, that's sweet. But something I just cannot get behind is how minimal the contributions of the shows are. Like, it seems like such a cash grab to have all these characters in it for, like, literally less than a moment, having no emotional impact, and then leaving. Like, at least Billy and Mandy was relevant to be there, although they could have been removed without the plot. It seems like Mojo Jojo and the Powerpuff Girls references were the most vital to making it a worthy special, and we get to see those characters change by the end of it. I mean, the Powerpuff Girls barely. If anything, it's kind of an insult on their legacy that all they care about is Mojo. And then Dexter's Laboratory having Dee Dee get in. Even the most prominent characters in this special seemed to have such a lackluster plotline. Like not even a fan could have made this. Like, Dexter's Laboratory has Dee Dee using an invention wrong. Like, oh my gosh, that's such an abnormal plot. You couldn't have done something a little bit more relevant to that universe? Like, and Grim and Mandy just needing a remote, it just feels like they didn't even care to give them, like, slightly interesting plots. It's just like, oh, they were taken here, nothing happened because of it. Like, I don't need to see Ed and Eddie unless you're gonna make them a vital component of it. And having Finn and Jake and Mordecai and Rigby, but not doing anything important is just, it's kind of like underselling all these franchises. And I am really unhappy with the way it went, especially since Cheese and Fred Burger clearly got the most airtime because of their popularity. It's clearly a popularity special and not a revitalizing of these characters. But what do you guys think? Have you seen it yet? I was surprised this even came out with the lack of promotion for this specific episode. Like, I just knew that Jellystone was coming out and suddenly this was there. Like, what did you guys think?
All in all, I don't think it was a bad special. It was definitely a great episode of this individual show, and it was great to see the characters interwoven into the plot in a way that wasn't super insulting, although the really brief cameos like Ben 10, like, there was a lot there that didn't need to be there. Almost making us think about what could really be, but being nothing more than an exciting thought. This almost feels like a giant commercial, something that would have played as a bumper in between Cartoon Network episodes in small doses. It's just not a reason for all the characters to come back, especially after like 10 years. Like, at least have them come back in a bunch of different specials, maybe have an entire season of Jellystone where each episode has to do with a different crossover from that show, but it's so unrealistic to think Kids Next Door, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo could all be in this one episode and it'd be fair. Even Samurai Jack being in there would have been cool if it was more than just a montage.
I am no longer Miss Piggy. I am Joan S. Jonas, your long-lost sister.
Did you know the best Disney Channel crossover of all time just happens to be Lost Media? That's right, Studio DC Almost Live. Does that sound kind of familiar? Because it is. It's the Muppets. Back when the Muppets were coming back, in the early 2010s, Disney Channel must have decided to combine their efforts in terms of promotion. Disney executives must have thought, hey, if these characters work so well in The Suite Life, Wizards, and Hannah Montana, maybe they'll work well with the Muppets and kind of cross-promote each other. But we won't have them play their characters, we'll have them play the actors playing the characters. And that's how we'll fit it into the Muppets.
Uh-oh, let's get out of here. Come on, guys. Let's go. Right this way, right this way.
So I've been talking about crossovers for a while. I had quite a lot to say about Wizards on Deck with Hannah Montana, as you guys may recall from my video last month. So I got into a lot more crossovers since then, and I've been learning a lot of really interesting things. Like, next thing you know, we have this long variety show featuring Disney Channel classics and the Muppets kind of commentating on them in sort of a Muppet Show-like style. If you're a fan of the Muppets, which I am a huge fan, you'd recognize this kind of format, with the human guest stars kind of reacting to the Muppet-like creatures.
Weird.
What?
Yeah, Chillin' and Colds?
No. Those are your rap names. Come on.
Hey, come on, get with the program, okay? Everybody's got a rap name these days.
And that's kind of half the jokes. Studio DC Almost Live in 2025 is almost the single most nostalgic piece of content I've ever seen. Not only is Miley, Billy Ray, Zach, Cody, Maddie, Mr. Mosby are all a part of this variety show, but it's like a full half-hour event. I would argue so much better than what they accomplished with the triple show crossovers. There were only 2 full episodes, and today we're gonna go over the first, and if you like this video enough, maybe we'll go over the second another time. So the opening starts with a animated shot of Hollywood. We get a sneak peek of everybody in the episodes, like Billy Ray Cyrus, Miley Cyrus, the Jonas Brothers, the cast of The Suite Life of Zack and Cody, and the Muppets. It's like a Saturday Night Live stage, and Dylan and Cole come out as the MCs. Isn't this crazy? They're hosting a show.
It's snowing?
That's right, my friend. And did you know why it's snowing?
Because you two are so cool.
It does feel a little bit rushed, though. Like, they don't really have a lot of comedic jokes. They just kind of act as themselves. Like, I even wonder if they had a script for this. Pepe and Rizzo come up, and they have a lot of banter between the two twins, contrasting the buddy comedy dynamics they have. Even Gonzo gets a minute with the two. Then we go to a little musical number by Billy Ray Cyrus. I don't really know this song, so we're gonna skip it. Miley comes out and talks to her dad as if they don't have enough problems already.
It's okay, baby doll. You see, Rizzo and Pepe, they manage this band.
That's right.
And these guys have played with everybody.
Oh, yeah. Garth Brooks, Elton John, Prince. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
She learns that she has a new band behind her, the Electric Mayhem, which is the Muppet Band. Oh my god, this is so exciting. We go to the best musical number in the whole thing, GNO, Girls Night Out, from Meet Miley Cyrus 2. They add the Muppets for an extra flair, and it feels really celebrational.
Bling, bling! Okay, little Miss Cyrus, shall we do this?
I'm not really sure, but I'll try anything once.
Solid.
Then they have a read-through for the new version of Zack and Cody called The Suite Life of Zack and Cody, which is the Swedish chef's take on it.
I don't get why it's called The Swede Life.
Now
I get it.
We got Dylan and Cole, along with Brenda and Phil Lewis, playing themselves listening to the script read. And it's really funny because obviously the chef is known for being like nuts and just incoherent, so having them question everything in the script is just so perfect. But it's interesting because they're used to being the comedic relief, like Brenda Song as London, Phil Lewis as Mr. Mosby, and Zach and Cody as themselves, and it seems like they're more the butt of the jokes as anything else. Then we go to a weird looking Sweet Life set, like the Tipton main desk, where Kermit is going to be taking over for Mr. Mosby, which is a hilarious plot.
Now Kermit will be filling in for me while I take a little vacation.
You're not going on another one of those pocket hickey conventions, are you?
Maybe.
London obviously gets along with Miss Piggy, and it's so cute to see them interact. But there's just something so off about this set. Like, it doesn't feel like the actual Sweet Life set, and or they just repurposed it to be able to fit the Muppets. Because as you know, like, in order to get shots of puppets like that, most of the set needs to be 10 feet over ground, so that way the puppeteers can actually fit.
Don't worry, Kermit. We'll show him how to get down there. How do you feel about crawling through some vents?
Are you kidding? I was all state and vent crawling.
And Mr. Mosby is like, good luck, because I'm not excited about this. But Kermit's used to being around crazy people, which is such a cool reference to the Muppet Show. London and Miss Piggy get to be super demanding, and look, this set is not the Sweet Life. Oh my gosh, this is so weird. Kermit and London are a really funny couple of characters together.
Look, ladies, I can't just stand here all day.
Of course you can. You have to run around and do stuff for us.
With Kermit being a hilarious straight guy. Meanwhile, Zach and Cody find Gonzo in the air vents, and this is also not a room in Sweet Life, but it does look like tonally it would be. It's just the camera angles are so awkward. Turns out Gonzo ruined the entire vent, and it's like just all the Muppets being wacky and the Disney stars just kind of reacting to it. And we don't get Miley again after this point. I'm still wondering where we see her. It becomes like this Sweet Life, essentially, and this would have worked in an episode. I wish they just made a Muppets crossover episode fully instead of make a show about them doing a fake one, you know, like it's, I don't know.
And I'm not sure about those boys, but I think they're up to something.
You think? Kermit, finally, someone who realizes it's not that easy being me.
Then one of the highlights is another musical number with Ashley Tisdale and Kermit the Frog singing Bop to the Top.
Oh, Kermit.
Mucho gusto.
She's just as good and Kermit's just as nuts. But it's so funny watching him do it instead. The choreography's a little basic, but just the fact that he's singing it all is the whole point. Miss Piggy gets jealous and intervenes, making it a skit instead of a music number, which is perfect for the Muppets. They have such a way of interweaving comedy and music without necessarily being so distracting. And she gets in a fight with Ashley Tisdale.
Straight to the top, we're going for the glory.
Later, Miss Piggy has an interaction with the Jonas Brothers. They're apparently looking for a female vocalist, and Miss Piggy insists on it.
No, so silly. No, what you need is a Jonas sister.
Yeah, I think you should talk to our parents about that one.
We get Ralph and Miss Piggy on the piano, and the Jonas Brothers have yet to play. Oh my god, are they just gonna be playing second fiddle to the Muppets too? There's a photo of Demi in the background, and I can't help but wonder if Sunny with a Chance even started at this point.
Miss Piggy, are you alright?
That depends. Do I get to sing in the band?
What do you say, guys? I don't know.
Oh, please, please.
Alright.
Next, the Jonas Brothers actually do perform That's Just the Way We Roll, with Miss Piggy essentially taking over. And it's a really fun musical number. I love that they somehow involved the Jonas Brothers.
We are wild, we are free, we are loving new things to colors freaks, but that's just the way we roll.
We get a little crazy.
Later, Zach and Cody are stressed because apparently the whole studio has gone crazy, and Kermit's like, well, welcome to my world, which is weird because, like, Zach and Cody, you're definitely used to craziness. Like, you are chaos.
You think the people are gonna like the show?
Are you kidding? With you guys hosting and all our great stars?
Dylan, Cole, the show's about to start!
I think you guys are on next.
In a typical Muppet reference, we have Fozzie Bear being a comedian, and it's super necessary, but no Disney stars are involved, which I'd rather see Fozzie interact with one of them. Like, even if it's like Sterling Knight or Jason Earls, I wish.
Uh-oh, we're out of ammo.
Oh, it's too late anyway. The bear's gone and the show is starting.
Oh, good. I needed a nap.
Zach and Cody give a final monologue, and that's how it ends. I just can't believe they abandoned something like this. This is genius. Like, at least put it on Disney Plus. Having seen both these episodes, I'll tell you, The next one is a lot more about Wizards of Waverly Place, and features Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, and even Jason Earls makes an appearance. But we're not going to get into that unless you really like this video, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But yeah, thank you guys so much for revisiting this with me. It is such a nostalgic dream to see all the characters interacting in an honest way, in a way that we don't really see authentically in the scripted series. I do, however, wish they made a Sweet Life episode with Kermit featured in it. Like, I don't think this was the right format, because this is essentially lost media at this point.
Don't you just love the creative process?
Now let's do best crossover video of the year. Now first we have the best Jimmy Timmy Power Hour failed. And this is me going over the third Jimmy Timmy Power Hour because I just firmly believe it was the best one. Yeah, this video, like, it just jumps between everything that's working and everything that's not working, kind of what happened in its place and time, and why I believe, like, they've really hit their stride at that third installment. It's really cool to see these specials like evolve from when they first start out, especially the fact that they only had one crossover, then another crossover. Like, Nickelodeon was not playing around in their crossovers. Then we have the Sweet Life on Deck crossover. Yeah, this video was really fun because I feel like, I don't know, I love the thumbnail for it. You know, like having this whole like sinking ship, it's just such a dramatically bad crossover. It's easy to talk about crossovers on YouTube channels because it's like, obviously you get the most famous people, the most famous events that happen, but really what's going on is like a bunch of network executives are just trying to put people in the same room, and it's reeking of desperation. I really wish they like took their time with these and made them work better, but you know, I don't know, Nickelodeon. But we're not talking about like the best crossover, we're talking about the best crossover video. I got to go over every video from Wizards to Sweet Life and then to Hannah Montana and actually dive into it. I feel like it could have been a lot longer, but in retrospect, I'm not disappointed in how it went. Then we have the Cartoon Network 2007 video. Yeah, see, this one's coming up again because that was the biggest crossover year. Like, they had the Invaded event where aliens were coming through 5 different shows, and even though it was another failed promotional tactic, it came out pretty well. You know, like, I feel like they had some really good episodes just in their own right in this one, so like seeing them actually pull it off in a way that none of the other channels got to, like, this one is the winner. Yeah, the Invaded series did so much better, and it almost like did good in its simplicity because it didn't overstay its welcome. It didn't have to worry about cameos or like this big event situations, or they didn't have to like rely on like these famous people or like any crazy outcome. Like, they did a great job at just making it the way it should be, which is subtle. And then I did one that I thought was like a little bit more creative than the rest, where I didn't necessarily go over the crossovers that happened, but I talked about crossovers that I wish would happen. And yeah, it's got Ashley Tisdale and Miranda Cosgrove on the cover. It only did like 8,000, but it was still really fun to kind of like talk about all these things that I wish would happen, like Big Time Russian Ned's Declassified. Like, that would be so cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, I wish that was going to be a contender.